Hello. Hi, Ermelinda. My name is Detective Garcia.
Hello.
From the Romeo Police Department. This is Detective Wagner.
Hello.
I know you know what's going on and why you were here. Okay? I know you were talking on the phone with your husband right now.
Husband or boyfriend?
It's just a boyfriend.
Okay. Does he live here with you? How long have you guys been together?
2015.
Okay. We're investigating a murder. Okay?
Who murdered someone?
It started with silence. No barking, no cartoons, no yelling kids, no parents yelling at those kids. A house that should have been loud with life, suddenly eerily quiet. What officers found behind that front door wasn't just shocking, it was something out of a nightmare. A slaughter. 2 parents, 2 young children, 3 family dogs, all dead. But as investigators dug in, they found something worse than murder. They found manipulation. They found mind games. And they found a delusional fantasy that spiraled into one of the most senseless family annihilations in modern history. Hey everyone, welcome back. Today's case is one of those stories where you think you understand what's going on until suddenly you don't. This starts as a domestic tragedy and morphs into a psychological horror show. A man manipulated into believing he was part of a secret cartel operation. A woman so deep in her jealousy, she built an entire criminal fantasy world out of burner phones and fake accounts. And in the center, a family that never saw it coming. We're talking fake cartel threats, a detailed plan to kill, a getaway across state lines, and a guy who went by the alias Skrilla because obviously. Let's start at the beginning with the house that went silent. It's Sunday, September 17, 2023. Zoraida Bartolome's mother starts to worry. Normally, Zoraida texts her every morning, photos of the kids, updates from work, little mom thing. But today, nothing. Zoraida's sister tries calling too. No answer. Okay, weird, but maybe she's busy. Then they hear from Alberto's employer. He never showed up for his shift, and that's when everyone knew something was off. Alberto Roland was a dependable guy, the kind of man who clocked in 5 minutes early, brought his own lunch, and never caused a fuss. He worked a late shift at a warehouse, reliable, quiet, a family-first kind of guy. So when he misses work without a call, panic sets in. Zoraida's mom asks her son to go to the house and check in. He drives over to 512 Concord Avenue, a quiet street in Romeoville where the loudest noise most days is probably a lawnmower. He knocks. Nothing. He calls. Nothing. The blinds are drawn, no lights on, and there's a weird stillness in the air. He and Zoraida's mother and sister calls the police for a welfare check.
Airway Communications, how can I help you?
Yes, please. I'm calling for my daughter, Zoraida Bartolome. She lives at 512 Concord Avenue, Romeoville, Illinois, and we haven't heard from her or her husband or her children during the whole day. No answering the phone. If somebody can go by the house and check them, because the husband, they called from his work that he didn't show up to work. And he never, he's always at work. All day today, I haven't heard from her.
But when did you last talk to her? Yeah,
last night.
Last night? Okay, I'm going to send officers over to check on her, and somebody will give you a call back, okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay, and who are we doing a welfare check on?
So it's my sister, Zoraida, and her husband, Alberto. I got a call from his job, but he did a no-call, no-show, and me and various family members have called them. We talk to them every day, and it's just really unusual for them.
Hey, I got a TV knocked over and a coffee table knocked over. Romeo 367. Can we get another unit to Camden, please? Everything's done for. Hey.
379 Romeo.
Get on the phone with the 17 and call and figure out more information on this call.
28 came back out of...
to go on that side because there's a gate over there.
He's going really far to get to move.
All right. You see the TV in the.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on. Wait. You look on this window? Nothing?
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, that's how the ship closed. Here, wait. Keep shining so I can kind of see a little bit better now.
Okay.
Just, oh, wait.
Lights are all off. 3
No, there's, nothing in this room.
Compton, the lights are off. It's 9 o'clock on a Sunday.
And, no, there's lights on in the back room. You can see it through that, second.
Go in the back there real quick.
Myself and 67 I'm doing to the back there. Myself. Yeah, what?
Keep an eye on that garage, yeah. Want to try that door real quick, Ron? Let's go. See if you can just peek in the back. There's a window, right? Yeah. Here, I'll cover this window. This window's open. No, it's not.
Oh God. Dogs are dead.
Romeoville police arrived that evening around 8:00 p.m. It's almost dark. From the street, everything looks normal. No forced entry, no broken windows, the lawn's mowed. There's even a package sitting on the porch. But as they approach the side of the house, things change. Through the window, they see a flipped over coffee table, a TV screen shattered on the floor. Looks like a struggle. Then they spotted 2 dogs lying motionless inside, right by the front door. They weren't sleeping. There were claw marks on the inside of the door. These dogs tried to get out hard. That was all the confirmation officers needed. They call for backup, draw weapons, and enter. What they find inside is worse than anything they expected. Just past the hallway, lying face down, they find Alberto Roland. Gunshot wounds to the back, 6 of them. 1 initial shot, then 5 more as he tried to run toward the bedrooms, toward his family. They moved further into the home. The bedroom door was damaged. It had been barricaded from the inside. Zoraida trying desperately to protect her sons. Police would later find shell casings embedded in the door itself. She had been screaming for help when her killer began shooting through it. She was struck, collapsed, and then he forced his way in. There, inside the room, Zoraida dead on the floor. Adriel, 10, lying on one side of the bed with a sleep mask still on. There go 7, curled next to him, holding a stuffed animal. Each child had been shot twice in the head, execution style. No struggle, no chance. Then, the 3rd dog shot not far from the bedroom door. It had likely been trying to protect the kids. All 3 dogs were confirmed to be inside the house and none showed signs of attacking the intruder. They simply tried to escape, or hid, or whimpered. Shell casings covered the floor, bullet holes in the walls, and then one final strange detail, spray painted on the living room wall in black paint, just a single shaky letter. F. Nothing else. Not fuck you, not family, not a gang symbol, just F. The killer had run out of time. Or maybe ran out of nerve. Whatever the case, it was enough to leave officers shaken. This wasn't a robbery. This wasn't random. This was targeted, intentional, a family wiped out with chilling precision, and a few very weird clues. Once the scene is secured, the investigation kicks into gear. First question, who would want to harm this family? There's no forced entry at the back door. It was unlocked. There's no theft, wallets, purses, phones. Everything is untouched. Papers report nothing. No screams, no gunshots, just silence. Then police start talking to coworkers. And almost immediately, one name pops up. Nathaniel Huey Jr. Nathaniel worked with Zoraida at Avante Engineering. It didn't take much prying. People at work already knew they were having an affair. It was not subtle. Zoraida would leave notes for him. There was one on his workstation written in her handwriting. "You mean so much to me. I don't think you understand how much I love you." Okay, cute if you're single, not cute if you're married with kids and your boyfriend has a fiance. Alberto, by all accounts, had known about the affair for a while. He'd tried to keep the family together. For the kids, friends said he wasn't dramatic, he just wanted peace. A paycheck, a roof over their heads, and time with his sons. But when he found out about Zoraida's cheating, he slashed Nathaniel's tires, left a note, "Stay away from my wife." It didn't work. Nathaniel didn't stop seeing her, and Zoraida didn't stop falling deeper into whatever twisted emotional escape this was. But here's where things go from Jerry Springer to psychological thriller, because Nathaniel, he wasn't just cheating. He was also living in a full-blown paranoid fantasy world. Let's talk about Ermelinda Palomo, Nathaniel's fiance of 8 years. They've been together since 2015. She had kids from a previous relationship. They bounced around jobs together. She even helped him get his gig at Avanti Engineering. By the time Zoraida entered the picture, Ermelinda was already suspicious. And when she confirmed the affair, she didn't cry, she didn't yell. She logged onto the internet and created a fake criminal syndicate. Seriously, she downloaded burner apps, created fake names, used fake numbers. She made Nathaniel believe he was being contacted by members of the Mexican cartel, Bulgarian assassins, anonymous hackers with spy-level surveillance powers. They had names like Turtle and Claudia and Elisa. Some messages were in Spanish, others were in poorly translated Bulgarian. Thank you, Google Translate. She told Nathaniel he was being watched, that his phone was tapped, that his life was on the line. They messaged him things like, "We saw you at Walmart. You were driving on Route 59 at 3:08 p.m. We know. Break up with the mole. Sleep with your woman. Obey or suffer." And Nathaniel, he bought every word. You've got to understand, this guy already had paranoid issues. He taped over the camera on his phone. He covered the red LED light on his TV. If Ermelinda moved the tape, he'd flip out. So when cartel members started messaging him, telling him Zoraida is the mole, he spiraled. And just to add insult to delusion, they gave him a cartel code name. Escrilla. Yup, not Ghost. Not Shadow, Escrilla. He was so deep in the fantasy, he even responded like he was part of a real gang unit, calling people boss, asking for missions. It's like cosplay met true crime and had an ugly baby. This all ramps up over a year and a half, 18 months of psychological manipulation. From April 2022 to September 2023, Ermelinda, playing cartel puppet master, pushes Nathaniel closer and closer to the edge. And finally, on September 14th, 2023, just 3 days before the murders, he gets the message. Zoraida is the mole. She's planning to kill you Thursday. That was it. Nathaniel called in sick from work, said he felt unwell. Really? He was prepping for murder. He wrote out a detailed hit list, mapped out Zoraida's home, bought all black clothes, practiced his route, coordinated a walkie-talkie connection with Ermelinda for real-time updates. His checklist was bone-chilling. Backyard entry, 3 a.m. Cut scream. Dogs, 2 medium, 1 ankle biter. Drop dogs if they present. Hit adults first. Then kids. Grab phones. Trash house. Burn clothes. Burn phones. Paint message. Fuck you putos. Get out. He even added one final absolutely bonkers line. Dust a nut to relax your ass. This was not a criminal genius. This was a man manipulated into thinking he was James Bond with a Walmart budget. And Ermelinda, she was all in. That's right, he told her what he was planning to do, and she agreed to help him commit this horrible crime. She drove him to the house, sat outside in the car, walkie-talkie in hand, listening, not stopping a thing. It's the early morning hours of Sunday, September 17, 2023. Anthony Huey Jr., aka Skrilla, cartel soldier by day, Avanti engineer by night, suits up in all black. Ermelinda drives him to 512 Concord Ave. She parks down the block out of sight, but close enough to hear what's going on. They stay connected via walkie-talkie. Yes, actual walkie-talkies. Because when you're committing triple homicide, nothing says professionalism like a Toys R Us radio. At exactly 3:40 a.m., Nathaniel hops the fence, just like he practiced. He slices through a window screen to fake a break-in. He slips in through the back. Alberto Roland is awake. He worked night shifts, remember? He hears something, gets up, goes to investigate. One shot, Nathaniel hits him. Alberto turns, tries to run toward the bedroom where his wife and sons are sleeping. Nathaniel shoots him 5 more times in the back and he collapses in the hallway. Inside the master bedroom, Zoraida and her boys, Adriel 10 and Diego 7, are already awake. The kids had been having trouble sleeping that night and were lying in bed next to their mom. Zoraida hears the shots. She barricades the door with her body. She's screaming, trying to keep Nathaniel out. But he fires through the door blindly. One of those bullets hits Zoraida. She drops. Nathaniel kicks the door open and enters. He shoots Zoraida again. She's gone. Then he turns to the boys. Adriel is there seeing his mom being shot and scared. Diego is holding a stuffed animal. Nathaniel walks up and shoots both boys in the head. No hesitation, no mercy. Then come the dogs, 3 of them, already panicking from the sound of gunfire. Scratch marks at the front door show they were trying to escape, trying to run for help, trying to live. Nathaniel shoots them all. The whole thing, 3 minutes. He doesn't finish spray painting his fake cartel message, only gets out the letter F before the cam malfunctions or he runs out of time. He leaves the house looking like a gangland slaughter, but it's all fake. And outside, Ermelinda sits calmly in the car, listening, not reacting, just waiting. The next day, detectives begin pulling threads. They interview co-workers, family, friends. One name keeps surfacing, Nathaniel Huey Jr. But it's not just Nathaniel. Ermelinda comes up too. Zoraida and Alberto had been getting threatening texts for months. Anonymous numbers, cryptic cartel warnings, and the worst part, they believed them. Zoraida was terrified. She told Nathaniel, yes, her lover, about the messages. They even discussed it while meeting up at hotels. She had no idea the fake gang was coming from Ermelinda or that Nathaniel was buying into it completely. Detectives head to Nathaniel and Ermelinda's home for questioning. As they approach, a red Chevy Tahoe, the same one seen picking Nathaniel up from work on security footage, pulls up, then backs into the neighbor's driveway to avoid being seen. Super subtle, guys. When officers finally talk to them, things feel off. Nathaniel is twitchy, quiet, mumbling, obsessed with his phone. Ermelinda pretends like she just found out about the affair. What? Zoraida? No, this is new to me. Police already know she's lying. They've got burner texts, call logs, fake accounts, messages sent to Zoraida, Alberto, Nathaniel, you name it. They're not under arrest yet, but they're very much on the radar. Detectives plan a follow-up interview, only that never happens. September 19th, just 2 days after the murders, Nathaniel and Ermelinda vanish. Ermelinda texts her daughter, I'm about to be charged with murder, but I'm going to cooperate. She did not cooperate. They disappear. Police track them to a Walmart in Oklahoma. Surveillance footage shows them shopping, smiling, laughing, like 2 psychopaths picking out snacks for movie night. No disguises, no sense of urgency, no remorse, but law enforcement is closing in. They spot the Tahoe. The chase begins. Nathaniel leads officers on a high-speed pursuit down an Oklahoma highway until he slams the Tahoe into a concrete barrier. The SUV bursts into flames, but it doesn't end there. Inside the burning car, Nathaniel pulls out a gun. He shoots Ermelinda in the head, then tries to shoot himself under the chin. Fails, then finishes the job with a second shot to the head. Ermelinda is airlifted to a hospital, barely alive, but later dies. Nathaniel dies at the scene. The manhunt ends in fire, blood, and chaos, just like everything else they touched. 6 people dead. Alberto Rolón, Zoraida Bartolome, Adriel 10, Diego 7, 3 dogs, Ermelinda and Nathaniel, all because of jealousy, all because of fake threats, all because someone didn't want to be dumped and someone else couldn't tell reality from role play. This was never about cartel. It was about control, manipulation, delusion, and the horrifying power of someone who knows exactly how to push the buttons of someone already unraveling. This story is disturbing on every level. It's not just the brutality, it's the way these deaths unfolded under false pretenses. Zoraida, her family, and Nathaniel never saw it coming because they weren't even in the game. They were pawns in a story that Ermelinda made up, and it ended with real blood on the floor. So, what do you think? Did Nathaniel ever realize the cartel was fake? Was Ermelinda ever going to confess? Was there any moment where this could have been stopped? Let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and check out bedisaster91.com for investigation journals and merch. And as always, stay sharp, stay safe. And if someone texts you in broken Bulgarian claiming to be Turtle from the Mexican cartel, block that number and go outside. Love y'all. Till next time.